And we're back. As always, this is Jane, and we're on the Let's Craft server. Um, been pretty busy. We now have 3 completed towers. I'm really happy with the way it's coming together. And right now we're working on the main gate area into the main building. This is going to be, I'm going to arch this, and that'll be a path into one floor, and then that'll be a path into another floor. And then there's going to be a big gate here that I don't know if I'm going to use fence posts or iron bars, but I'm going to have double piston extenders underneath, and it will lift the gate up 2 blocks so you can walk underneath it. And then I'll same thing above, I'll have double piston extenders that'll push it back down. So we're just clearing out this area, matching it to the other side. So this will all be leveled out, similar to the other side. This will be an area. We're gonna have a wall extending from here out to that corner of the island, and this will have more shops and buildings and things of that nature. I also improved and built a little bit more of a permanent stone generator, and I'll probably show you guys that before we leave the episode today. I can't remember who it was I was talking to. I was talking to some friends the other day, and brought up another story that I'd totally forgotten about. When I was younger, every summer we'd go on like a family trip somewhere. And so we went to, I want to say Six Flags, or it was some sort of amusement park, and they had, as like an addition to the amusement park, like right next to it, there was like a drive-through zoo where you drive through where all the animals stayed. You didn't get out or anything. So we went there, and we went through the zoo, and they say, don't feed the animals, and of course that's exactly what we did. We fed the animals, and we were going through, and it was all fine until we got to the monkey exhibit, or part of the zoo, or whatever you want to call it. And so we rolled down the windows to put, you'd throw crackers or bread or whatever, throw it out the window to the animals. And so we rolled down the window, and as soon as we rolled down the windows, monkeys just started barreling ass at the car. Ridiculously fast. Freaking turbo monkeys or some shit. So my mom's in the driver's seat screaming, roll up the windows, roll up the windows. And we barely got the windows up in time before they got there. And I think possibly my little brother's window he didn't get it all the way up in time, so he had like a monkey reaching his arm in, and he's screaming, my mom's screaming, the monkeys are like going crazy, like ripping the fucking car apart. They're like pulling on the antenna. My mom is just freaking right out. Oh my god, it was hilarious. And we ended up just kind of like slowly driving away with monkeys. I think they ripped the antenna off the car, and they were like smacking the window trying to get in. It was pretty entertaining. day at the zoo. It was pretty wild. We have managed to accumulate quite a bit of stone from clearing this area out. And I'm just going to keep doing it. I got to clear this, all of this out, and right down to this wall right here, in fact. And this is going to be the main building, the wall for the main castle area. And so, like I said, this I'm gonna have to cut some of this back, and it's gonna be a pathway. I also removed it. If you guys remember, there was a pathway here. I removed that because I changed the width of this. This was like that 3 stories, and I changed it to just 1 story on the top. I feel like it gives it a more of like a castle feel. And then so with that walkway going across from this middle area across, it didn't really look right, so I just took it out. It doesn't really change much because you still have like the staircase here and here, so you can get from one to the other. Or I mean, there's also going to be going into the main building. There's going to be the two connections there. I really like the stairs because they just feel so it's kind of like small and cramped, and it has like a real kind of like you really feel like it'd be how it would be in like a real castle, just kind of like cramped in there. And I think the flags came out, the roof and the flag came out really nice. I think it looks really good. Added another staircase down there. And that larger tower, I think, is where I'm probably going to have a lot of like the stone generator is probably going to stay there. I'm probably going to put a sand generator in here. I might do a library at some point on one of the floors or something. But this is the new sand generator. Technically it's bigger because it goes down into the ground, but it looks a little bit smaller. But it's definitely nice. It's a lot faster. So you can see, like, I'm interested to find out if a diamond efficiency 4 pick, if it'll keep up with that or not. But as of right now, it's faster than I can mine with an iron pick. So that's good. And from clearing out that area, we've gotten quite a bit of cobblestone, so I've just been smelting that as we go. Definitely spent quite a bit of time at the sheep farm. Did a little bit of improving over there, as well as harvesting the wool, just because I intend on doing the other roofs with wool as well. So I just tried to collect as much as I could while I was over there. Still trying to figure out the overall shape of the main building. It's really going to be, I want it to be really kind of significantly large, like a major build. And we definitely have lots of room here, which is a nice thing. Like the size of the island is really good. I'll go up here to get kind of a better view. Got the melons growing. So yeah, like I was saying when we were down there, is that there's this diagonal wall here, and then I think on the opposite side I'm going to have the exact opposite thing coming out this way. And there'll be like another tower, I think probably right around here. Just to kind of, it'll be relatively square, just skewed diagonally, I guess. And I'm considering filling this area in, so I would put another tower here, and then there would be a wall from, you know, this tower to this tower. There'd be a huge wall, and then this would just all get filled in with dirt and leveled off. This would get dug out, so this whole area right here would be, you know, just kind of like the village, the buildings and whatnot. And maybe at some point could get some villagers over here to start an actual village. Could end up being pretty cool. But like I was saying, I don't really know, haven't really been able to figure out what I want to do for like the main building shape and design. Just like the exterior, I've been doing the towers with the wall, but I want the main building to be a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more designed. So I'll definitely play around with that a little bit. I do have a couple of like reference pictures that I've been going off of, so those will probably help. Also did a little bit more here, and once I get some silk touch, I'll convert this to grass. Right now I'm just using the water to separate the two, the mycelium from the dirt, so I can convert it to grass later on. And then I put this in here that leads down to where I've been doing all my caving, and it leads down to an abandoned mine shaft and down to diamond level. I'm definitely going to have to start thinking about diamonds here shortly, trying to get some and get some enchanted tools. We've definitely done quite a bit of work, but like I was saying, we're working on this main area, this main entryway right now. I have to collect, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to need 20 sticky pistons and 20 regular pistons. If we don't care that the bottom here has the default look of an unextended piston, which I'm thinking will probably be fine. Like Etho does a lot of building with pistons, using them because they allow light to pass through. So he uses them to hide his lights and stuff. So it would just kind of look like a wooden strip across the center here. So I'll probably do that, considering that I think slime balls are going to be pretty rare for a while. Although I think somebody on the server does have slime farms, so it might be somewhat easy. And I'm going to arch this out, and I think I probably will use I've used fence posts in the past. I'll try it with both. I'll try it with fence posts, and I'll try it with iron bars. I don't know if I have 10 pistons. I'll use those just for reference of what it'll look like. We got 5. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to collect, go caving and collect a bit of redstone, because I've been running out of that. I've been running out of everything just about as fast as I collect it. But that's kind of like what it would look like, and then you'd have 2 spaces, and then it would start with a either the fence posts or the iron bars, and then there'd be a button or some sort of hidden lever or something that you'd press, and the double piston extender up top would push whatever we used down to be flush with these pistons. That's definitely what we're going to do right there. And like I said, I'm just going to replace all this with stone brick, because this is going to be the exterior wall of the main building. And I'll continue to dig this out. I'm going to have to go up top and work my way down. Hopefully I don't kill myself too many times. It was crazy on that real tall tower, putting the roof on that thing, looking down, like it's just so huge. I used to I've done a lot of like Call of Duty and SOCOM and stuff on PlayStation, and used to play with like the same group of guys, and there was one of them that got vertigo from some of the maps and stuff, and I never could fathom how somebody could get vertigo or playing Diablo. There's a post that I saw about somebody who had arachnophobia, and there's a level in Diablo where you have to basically fight nothing but spiders, and so he was complaining because he couldn't get past the level. And I've never been able to understand people who can't differentiate a video game from real life, whether it be a fear or vertigo or maybe having motion sickness or some other. I've never been able to understand that. I guess you'd have to get really kind of like into the game. But I've definitely never been in that kind of course. I don't have any irrational fears, or I don't typically get vertigo anyway, so I guess I don't really have any way to base it, since I don't really deal with those issues in real life either. So recently YouTube denied one of my monetization claims on one of my videos, and so looking up the details of monetizing Minecraft videos, and it's interesting that when they added the branding terms of use and stuff like that, there's a lot of linguistic technicalities and things, and like one of the things that I think I'm getting hung up on is the use of the word commercial. If you're thinking about commercial use in YouTube, you're thinking about getting paid for your videos, but the thing is that you're not actually selling your video, so you're not commercializing you're not commercializing something from Minecraft specifically, because you're not selling your video. you're actually selling time in your video where they can place an ad, and then you get paid for, you know, the ad views and clicks and whatnot. Starting to get raspy. I'm gonna take a quick drink and relax my throat so I don't get really, you guys don't have to listen to that, and I'll be right back. Okay. One of the things that I was just wondering is, I don't really know if the mushrooms spawn. Like, if I were to kill all of them on the island, would more show up? It's something that I'm gonna want to check into at some point. Not that I'm gonna go slaughtering all my mushrooms. Definitely gonna make a mushroom farm and a cow farm as well. I know that I don't like have to. I know there's no real reason to fill in the wall here, but I've been filling in all of the buildings as I go. Just, I don't know, I thought about, at one point, I thought about filling them with lava, just in case somebody like wanted to try and grief my house, you know, and they go. I guess it could make it easier to grief my house though too, because it'd be surrounded in lava, or maybe obsidian. So if somebody, like, say, tried to dig through the wall, they just hit obsidian, and then really, who's gonna want to dig through that much obsidian? You'd have to be pretty determined griefer. Ouch. So between last episode and this episode, and I was talking about I had to do quite a bit of caving because I kept running out of resources. The funny thing, yeah, well, I don't really think it's funny. I think it sucked. I did quite a bit of caving, and I ended up, I think I had like maybe a dozen diamonds and 2 stacks of iron, you know, probably like half a stack of gold. Like I was doing pretty good, and I was about to return to the surface when I died, and of course I was in a spot where I had no clue where I was, so I couldn't get back, couldn't get my stuff, lost it all, and so then I literally had to start from scratch because I had no iron, I had no wood, I didn't have anything. And so yeah, that definitely was not my my best moment. And then later on after that, I was caving again, and creeper came up behind me, and I really wasn't paying too much attention, and I had forgotten that I didn't, because before I had a full set of iron armor, and a creeper comes up behind you with a full set of iron armor and blows up, you're not dying. And so he came up behind me, I wasn't really paying too close attention, and blew up, killed me. Luckily this time I was in a place where I knew where I was, and I was able to just go right back there and get my stuff. But yeah, that's been the only issue with this build, is that I keep I'm using resources just as fast as I'm getting them. That's why I said I'm really gonna have to start thinking about enchanted diamond tools pretty soon here, because if I had an unbreaking efficiency silk touch pickaxe, then I would be able to get stone brick pretty quick. Ouch. Even if I had, even if I didn't get silk touch, even if I just got, unbreaking and efficiency, then I'd be able to run through a lot of this a lot faster, which should make things quite a bit easier for me. I do know that one of the guys on the server here has a maximum level enchanting table, and he has a skeleton farm, so I think one night when he's away, I'll probably sit at his skeleton farm and try for a max level enchant, see what I can get. But again, that means that I gotta go caving again and find diamond and hopefully not die. And of course there's also, when 1.3 comes out, leveling and max level enchants are going to be completely different. Another thing I found, two spider spawners, cave spider spawners, underneath the lighthouse island. Let's see, where is that? It's over there. So it's over that way. But they're literally one block too far away from each other to be able to activate them both. So if either one of them was closer by one block, then you'd be able to stand in a very specific block and activate both spawners. I spent, I don't know, probably an hour last night trying to find a block between the two of them that activated both of them, and realizing that it just didn't exist was just so irritating. But I guess there's nothing that you can really, not that I'm really interested in having a cave spider XP farm. If you have multiple spawners that you can activate easily, then yeah, of course it makes sense, but when you don't, then it doesn't make a lot of sense comparative to any other spawner. And I'm definitely going to do some sort of mob farm. I just haven't decided how or where. I've even thought about maybe just using other people's mob farms, just because if I'm going to do one, it'll probably be at a max level, max height or whatever. And that being the case, it needs to be off of the island, because otherwise mobs won't spawn. And so then I don't really want to, I don't want to clutter up like the sky with like pathways to get there or anything like that. Because I would have to have like a ladder or a track or something, and I think that would probably distract from the existing architecture. Oh boy. I'm really, a lot of times, like, I start a build and I have an idea in my head and then I start building it, and I get to the point where I've done I've done what is in my head. So like, you know, if I had an idea for a castle or whatever, I would get to the point where what I had envisioned for the castle I have built, and then I don't know what to do. But so far, this particular build has been really good for me to continue building even after what I have envisioned in my head after I complete it, which is pretty, I think, good practice for me. And I'm definitely liking the where it's. Oh, that sucks. I really wish I had ender pearls right now. But yeah, like I was saying, I've been really happy with where this build has been going. Like I said, like the only thing that I really had to change was that one tower. I just changed the second and third floor there. So yeah, I definitely thoroughly enjoying this entire build. Not to say that I haven't enjoyed other builds, but you know, there's one of my issues with multiplayer is a lot of times you'll get on a server and the server administrator may lose interest, or they might want to go for something new, and then all the work that you've done is gone. You know, like the first server that I ever got serious on, I built a casino, the first casino on the server, and I was making quite a bit of profit just running you know, a little casino with just basic, you know, dispensers, and there is like a roulette game using dispensers and some slots basically. And I had quite a huge stockpile in diamond, and I never even went mining on that server, not once, because I didn't have to, just because I used you know, my ingenuity to do the casino and make money that way, or make diamond resources that way. So anyway, I did quite a bit of work, and so after I did the casino, I started working on, you know, I guess you could basically call it an amusement park, just like a lot of a collection of games, things like that. Like I built tic-tac-toe, I built rock, paper, scissor, and I was starting working on another one when they decided that they wanted to, for the 1.2 update, they wanted to change everything. And so everything that I had done up to that point was just gone. And, you know, so finally I said forget it, and I left that server and I joined another server. Yeah, and I started building this huge village, you know, with like a greenhouse, this gigantic greenhouse, and this huge tower with all these like it was like an apartment building type of thing, and I sold spaces in it to other people because I had, you know, I had a skeleton farm all set up, and There was a bread making machine. So I had all this stuff that people could use. They didn't have to build it themselves, and so then I would sell basically, you know, housing units inside of the tower. And I was doing good on that server too, and then they decided, well, we're going to get a bunch of new people and we want it to be fair, so we're going to erase everything and start from scratch so that we can advertise, you know, a fresh map. And so then again, I lost everything, and I said, well, forget that server as well. So then when I started my video, I started recording, because I just recently, like, I would have loved to have been recording all of this different stuff, but problem with that was that I didn't have a computer that was able to, you know, I turned all my graphic options down to the bare minimum just to get 30 frames. So eventually my computer crapped to bed, and I didn't have a choice. I had to invest in a new one. And when I did that, I invested, you know, a good chunk of cash and did it right, built it off you know, ordered a bunch of nice parts off Newegg, and I've been dealing with computers my whole life, building them, websites and coding and all that kind of stuff. So I knew exactly what I was doing, and I just put together this computer, and it's really nice, running right now at 90 frames a second, and I'm recording, and I've got, you know, YouTube open and a bunch of other stuff going on. And and I have all my graphic settings are like maxed out. I never would have been able to do this before on my old computer. So yeah, when I started recording, I did it in single player. I would have loved to have done multiplayer, but you know, I just didn't really have any faith in the multiplayer servers that were out. So you know, if anything happens to this server, I'm going to be irate after investing all this time and, you know, being really happy with where my build is at. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen. That's really all you can do, is just hope. You know, I understand that there's always things always happen, but, you know, I hope they don't. I hope that we can continue to build, and this can continue to get better, and I can continue to get more viewers, and it would definitely be fun. Another interesting thing, I was watching Generic B's video, and he was talking about you know, him and Joe Hill's relationship, and how a lot of people have been harping on Generic B because of all the crap that he's been giving Joe Hills about getting into his base and being kind of cheaty about it. The interesting thing is that, you know, number one, who cares what a couple people on YouTube have to say? I mean, the guy's got like 30,000 subscribers, and there's probably 100 people to every one. That, you know, he's got one person saying something negative, he's probably got 100 people saying something positive. So I think that he really should focus on that. But then the other thing that I thought about was, well, what if they're just, you know, busting your balls? Like, that's all he's doing with Joe Hills, he's just busting his balls. So these people on YouTube might be trying to do the same thing, just busting Generic B's balls. And I did the same thing to Good. I was watching one of his videos, and he made comment about to somebody, "Oh, I hate you," and like the big thing to Etho, he told Etho that he hates him because Etho did something. And anyway, like, the big thing is, a lot of people, you know, you'd say something like that, and people would take it really seriously. And so, of course, instantly I started trolling Good, and I was like, "Oh, why you hate Etho?" And of course, everyone started getting all been out of shape about it, but I wasn't serious. All I was doing was busting his balls. So I wonder how many of these people are joking, how many are serious, and you know, why longtime YouTubers even bother paying attention to these guys that just seem to come and troll their channels. But I think that this is probably a bit of a long episode, so I'm going to cut it off here, and we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to rate, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you guys are thinking. You know, any ideas that you have for this main building would be cool. But I hope you guys have a good night.